'Tis was the night before Christmas when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney we cared, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Franchise Pearson, and welcome again to my channel. It is December 18th of 2024, 2:33 in the p.m. Let's say it together. Praise our Heavenly Father, from whom all blessings flow. Yes, the December to remember. 'Tis was the night before Christmas. Well, ho, 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 however you want to frame it, what's really going on? Suppose I told you that some folks was a little bit upset because of the way they've been treated all through the year. And now they have allegedly decided to be the Grinch. Yeah. Make somebody else unhappy, since you tried to make me unhappy.
One, because your job as a Republican spokesperson, you would have been sounding like these people. Very good. Thank you very much, Elizabeth. Biden gets his revenge on Nancy Pelosi. Straight ahead.
Trump isn't president yet. A fact that's getting easier and easier to forget as Joe Biden seems to be disappearing from the public stage as his term comes to an end.
Joe Biden believes in tradition and institutions, and we should only have one president at a time. And I think it's a surprising choice to allow it to be Donald Trump.
Biden doesn't care as much about being president. He cares more about getting revenge against the coup leaders. Joe just threw a hand grenade at Nancy Pelosi while she's stuck in a hospital bed in Germany.
I don't know how you look your constituents in the eye and know because the job they gave you, it gave you an inside track to make more money. I think we should be changing the law that we have to, but we abide by at the federal level, that nobody in the Congress should be able to make money in the stock market while they're in the Congress.
Biden didn't want to ban Congress from insider trading during his entire 50-year career in D.C. But a month before he leaves, he gives Nancy a little gift. This isn't about stopping corruption. It's about getting retribution. We asked the White House if the president has called Nancy to check in on her after she broke her hip in Belgium. We haven't heard back. So if Nancy wants to get rich in the House, she might have to do it the old-fashioned way, peddling influence like the big guy. Biden's got a whole bag full of tricks. Remember yesterday he revived Kamala Harris's political career? Democrats tried to purge her from the party, and Biden said, you're not going anywhere, kid. Now Kamala's...
What do you think, people? What do you think? This is absolutely crazy. What do you think? I mean, this is just crazy. It's crazy. I'm just speechless because we have been looking at Biden as some feeble old man who's been falling down and help, I can't get up. But hey, you know, it's something about being older. You always have those historical tricks up your sleeve, especially when somebody has allegedly sized you up. And just before you get out of Dodge, like a month before, hint, hint, you just get to sock it to him. Is that what JoJo is doing? What do you think?
As we know it. And President Biden is calling for a ban on members of Congress trading stocks. That's wading into a debate that has gone on for years with just a month left in his term. The interview was done with a political advisor to Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders.
I think we should be changing the law that we have to, but we abide by at the federal level, that nobody in the Congress should be able to make money in the stock market while they're in the Congress.
And that's what's happening on the Hill, Blake.
He's getting around. That's why I played it. To let you know, this segment is getting around. And I didn't want to ignore it anymore. Because I want you to see that there's something going on, that maybe Joe is running around with Santa Claus and he got something to deliver. I can't help but laugh because I see Joe in tights. Can you imagine Joe in tights? Never mind. But here's Nancy. I did a video on her a few days ago. She got hurt. Hopefully she's okay. And maybe that's what it's about. Retribution. Just like he said. What do you think? Shenanigans. But the timing is impeccable. Today is December 18th. This came out, I think, around maybe the 15th or 16th. So she's going to be away for a few more days. Before you know, it's going to be Christmas season. Joe ain't got to be bothered with that. He going to go out to the beach, or he going to go to Vermont, or he going to go somewhere, right? Because it's Christmas time. You're going to hear from his press secretary, and hopefully don't get too hot in the Middle East or whatever. And, the Federal Reserve already, did the interest rate by 25%. So that's cool, on the money. Everything's covered. Everything's covered. So the timing was impeccable. About time they get back in session the first week, she'll be all healed up. And, he can just avoid her for a couple weeks before you know it. The inauguration is the 20th. He can fly right on up out of the... He can fly like Rocky J. Squirrel. Keep going right into the sunset. But Nancy, she don't play that. Homie don't play that. Expect a comeback. I did a video a couple weeks ago. I forgot which one it was. So many I do. But I said that there was something that Joe did, that if there was ever a time I thought they was going to make him disappear, it would be now. I would say this is one too. Joe might have bit off more than he could chew, y'all, because Fancy Nancy is the #1 fundraiser for the Democratic Party. And there's some folks you just don't mess with. I guess Joe said, well, maybe I'll take the risk, but I can see her making some things happen, allegedly. And maybe his goose will get cooked just in time for folks to feast around the Christmas dining table. What you think? It's possible. It's possible that he will be ran out of the White House and then Carmela would take it. Oh, Pearson, what a thought. Yeah, what a thought. What a thought. But check this out. Here go Mr. Affectionately, I call him Mumbles now, and you'll see why in a second. Senator Mitch McConnell. He fell the other day too. I did a report on him last week. Him and Nancy Pelosi got that in common. He's on the bandwagon too. Or should I say he's in a wheelchair? Naughty Pearson. He's after old Joe too. What is this becoming? You got all these folks in the 80s fighting. They should be setting an example for us. But listen to what Mitch McConnell is saying about Joe in relation to his son's pardon.
President Biden's decision earlier this month to pardon his son may well have set a unique and unfortunate precedent. But abuse of the presidential pardon doesn't stop there. Last week, the president went on to commute 1,500 sentences. And the way liberal activists see it, he should have done even more. More than 20 liberal retired judges, including the Boston radical who recommended the disgraced pro-crime U.S. Attorney Rachel Rollins, have now urged the president to turn his eye to federal death sentences. They claim that federal death penalty is, quote, rife with fundamental problems including race discrimination and poor representation.
People, this was hard to watch. This was hard to watch. The man is all bandaged up here. He got a medical issue here with his eye. He's mumbling. But hey, he got the brave heart going on. He's doing his job and he's saying, look, I don't think it was the right thing to do. I guess the good word is ethically, the right thing for Joe to pardon his son. Just look at our democracy. Look at our country. This is not good. It's not good. I'm gonna leave it at that when it comes to this. Now, here's someone else who jumped on the bandwagon and brought it before the House.
Mr. Speaker, I rise today to express my disapproval of Joe Biden's decision to issue a blanket pardon for his son, Hunter Biden. During the time covered by the pardon, Hunter was working for entities controlled by foreign governments without registering as a foreign agent. According to the House Oversight Committee, $20 million in cash and diamonds was paid to Biden LLCs by entities controlled by China, Russia, Romania, and Ukraine. Yet there were no Foreign Agents Registrations Act charges. Now, Biden issued his son a blanket pardon covering a decade of illicit activity. Hunter's crimes were published in the Marco Polo Report. This report can be found at bidenreport.com. The American people deserve to know the truth. Mr. Speaker, I ask unanimous consent to enter additional materials into the record.
Now, people, we don't know where this is going. I said we don't know where this is going. But it might lay low for a while. And it might make it through the term. However, I would not be surprised if this pops up during the Trump administration. I'm going to say it again. She laid this out here for a reason. Maybe Joe thought he could do it and get out of town. But baby, $20 million and some pearls over a 10-year period. And I'm sure it's much more than that. Man, come on. Hey, I guess they saying, look, you're not going to get away with it that easy. I mean, look at our government. We just went through Joe coming after Pelosi. And I'm throwing it out there that Pelosi might get him back. Cat fight straight up. And now this is put into the record. Could Trump use this as a way to say, look, Joe, I need you to do this, this, and this, or else? Or could somebody else? Or put it like this, let's just be blunt. Forget about the national scene. Suppose the alleged people and businesses that Hunter Biden was involved in, maybe they might in the future throw something out there which could hurt America. And it's got to be, dealt with. You never know. I know Trump is raking in the money. Zuckerberg, the guy from, who else? I did the other day. I did another millionaire from Amazon. He gave some money. And now you got a guy, an Asian guy, he's going to give did you guys see that? $100 billion to America. Everybody's coming out the woodwork. Look at this, 100. This is deep, y'all. I'm throwing this out here. This is deep. $100 billion. Trump announces Japanese tech firm will invest $100 billion in U.S. projects. Yeah, we're gonna get some jobs out the deal, but what's the quid pro? Is that the right word? I mean, if you scratch my back, what are you getting from it? what American policies are going to be affected, or what can be laxed to help out. Because look, that's a whole lot of money, people. What's going on in America? Again, Nancy Pelosi. Again, you got Trump's son. It seems like when you get to Washington, baby, it's all about the money. Look, just think about, and this is probably not even 1% of the things that are going on in American politics when it comes down to folks just raking in the cash. For what? I mean, if we go back with Pelosi's husband when he bought that stock, right? Let's do that. Bought Taiwan. Am I spelling it right? Probably not. Y'all remember that? Paul Pelosi sold Google shares to DOJ antitrust suit. But yet he bought some chips. He bought some chips. Y'all remember that? Thank God for the memory. Look at that. He bought them chips. Look at this, y'all. July 18th, 2022, Nancy Pelosi's husband buys over $1 million of computer chip stock. He dumped some stocks and then he bought that stock. And I don't know the time scheme, but Nancy pranced on over there. You see what I'm trying to say? Are you starting to see the same thing I'm seeing? This is a money-making thing to go to Washington, D.C. And it can get you slapped around like a hockey puck too. Poor Mitch McConnell. He should just leave this alone. They're propping this dude up for some reason. I don't know what it is. But check this out now. Now we got the Gaetz thing. Oh yeah, I'm going down the road today. So I'm gonna keep Santa Claus busy. Now we got Gaetz. They're talking about releasing a report, I guess to put an ethics report, by this weekend. You know the alleged things they say he did. Check it out.
Well, again, an ethics report, they're really investigating any violations of House rules. They're not necessarily criminal misconduct. Although, during the course of an ethics investigation, they could uncover potential criminal wrongdoing and refer the matter to the Justice Department. I don't know if the report does that or not. We don't know what it says. At the very least, the report is going to say that Matt Gaetz has brought discredit upon the House, and they're going to basically talk about all the issues you just mentioned in the lead up here about allegations of sex and payments for sex, or perhaps payment as a hush money. We don't know, but I'm anxious to hear what the committee actually reveals in that report. Ordinarily, the committee would also issue a sanction, a reprimand, a censure, or in the most extreme cases, expulsion. But since he is no longer in Congress, that really is a moot point. So I suspect we may not see a sanction, but maybe they will suggest what they would have sanctioned had he still been a member.
This was a very public.
Is this a block? Is this a hockey move? Check, check, check. He was nominated by Trump less than 3 weeks ago? And then all the fervor came out about the past, about his alleged underage thing he allegedly had going on, which he denied. And now he resigned. And then I left it alone until I heard this today. So I did some quick minor research and found out he said he's not going to run again. But they still going to put this out here. Is this a block in terms of him for the future, in case he tries to run again after the dust settles? Because he's still a pretty young dude. Or is this about this McCarthy thing? Remember, he led a caravan is too many people, but he led a parade of people against McCarthy, the Speaker of the House. Does it go that deep? I want to hear from y'all. Does it go that deep? Check it out.
Word of that decision, Gaetz admitted he was a womanizer, says happened to party a lot. He also says his behavior was embarrassing, though not criminal. What are you thinking about this, Dante?
I think this is what is supposed to happen. We have to hold people accountable. And he tried to take the easy way out of resigning from Congress and saying, oh, I'm not there anymore, so what I did when I was there should not matter, but that's not how it is. These are acts that he committed, presumably while he was in Congress, things that happened on the congressional floor, in fact. So I think it should come out. I think the public needs to know. We don't want to be in a position, because we have to remember, he was voted in to go into the next Congress next year. He's saying he's not going to do that, but he still can. Do we want someone to have the opportunity to come back in office without knowing the truth about them for what they did the first time they were there? And since he won't be precluded or prevented from running again, I think it makes sense for us to know what happened when.
So here we go. Gaetz, and you got Biden. You have Biden. Biden is allegedly throwing stones now, and he go head for the heels. Will it come back to haunt him? And the reason why I'm bringing that up is because Gaetz, like I said, he came after McCarthy back in the day, McCarthy. And man, I got half the brain to think that he's paying for it now. Even after he resigned, it might be some McCarthyism out there saying, look, get him, and bury him for the future. What y'all think? Look, y'all, you wonder sometimes you don't get nothing coming down that chimney? This might be why. You make Santa Claus mad. Hey, that's it. It's a wrap. It's a wrap, baby. House Ethics Committee to release report on its Matt Gaetz investigation. He better chill out. They don't tell him what they're going to come out in that report. I mean, there's no guarantee they're going to bring it up, but I think they are. The committee's year-long investigation include looking into allegations of, let's just say, blank misconduct and illicit drug use against Gaetz at a top Donald Trump a top Donald Trump ally. The House Ethics Committee has voted to publicly release a report detailing the findings of an investigation into former Rep. Matt Gaetz. Two sources familiar with the matter told NBC News. A reversal from last month when the panel deadlocked on whether to publish the report. So they went from a deadlock, y'all. I wonder what made the difference for them to go from a deadlock to now saying, we're going to put it out there. I'm going to keep hammering it home. I predicted it back in the day. He made some folks mad. And Joe is doing something now which he could regret. I guess when you taste that kind of power, you feel like you can do anything. I'm just putting it out there. I might be wrong, but I'm thinking that they in their own little world and they think they insulated. But sometimes it come back on you. I know one thing, it's going to be a while for this guy can run again because he's eligible to run. But I'm thinking in the interim, they're trying to ensure that this guy will not be able to run at least coming up for next session. What do you think? This is serious. This is brutal. So, hey, happy holiday. Let's see what's going to happen with Joe and Pelosi. Because what's today? What's today? Today is Wednesday. By Friday or Monday, we're going to hear something on my man. I'm Friendship Pierce. If you like the work, please subscribe. Don't forget, I have a book out. Just go to my site, 1929 Crack. And then click on right here. I push my book a lot during Christmas. See the Three Wise Men? Beautiful poetry within. Buy it for your friends and or loved ones and for yourself. 60 plus poems, delighted, Christmas poems, political, social, inspirational poems. Go to Amazon Books, Protect the Gift, or Amazon Books, French Shot Pearson, and purchase a book. God bless you, and we'll talk soon.